Howdy folks, Gerbo here. We're back on No Creek Farms. The soil temperature's up. We're up to 41 this morning. Got up pretty early and got the planter here prepped. We're going to plant some wheat here in fields 1 and 2 where we had soybean. And then I plan to do soybean in 3 and 4. Don't really have the money to get into corn this year without taking out a loan. So maybe next year. We'll see how this year goes. Didn't really want to take on more debt just to get a different crop. So we're going to stick with wheat and soybean for now. We need wheat for straw anyway. So let's get this beast over here. Get planted. Now this is the field we put manure down on, so it's already got one stage of fertilization. And our planter, of course, puts down dry pellet with the seed, so that'll be 2 stages. So we'll be well on our way. GPS synced up here. We'll be well on our way to getting this field all set up good. I want to check. If I turn on that key. That's how we do it. Okay, so I can actually just turn on the left-hand side there. I want to come back through there. Just experimenting here with the ProSeed mod, which lets you control your seeder a little more. Anybody who does farming is probably cringing right now. We can kick both sides on. Alright, that's pretty much all I wanted to try out. Let's turn... Nope, not that. That. Nope, nope, not that. That button. There we go. Hit the right button. Oh boy. Why does this have... Why is it leaving the draw on the ground? That's interesting. It's leaving the chopped up soybean plants on there. Is it supposed to do that? That's interesting. It's changing the texture and it says it's putting seed down. Definitely changes it where there's no straw. Well, that's interesting. Now it makes me want to take a look. Yeah, it's changing it to wheat. We are planting. Alright. Well, good enough. Good enough for me. This planter we can turn around nice and tight. And away we go. Topping the cab here for a little bit. A few bumps and bobbles here in this field, but get through it okay. I swear my phone is quiet for 4 hours. Sit down to try to get a little recording done, and the wife blows it up. Awesome. She found a pet camera on Amazon. That's good to know, honey. Good stuff. Anyway, so we're planting wheat in fields 1 and 2. If you're not familiar with the field layout, let me pull it up real quick. We're down here in field 1. Field 2 over there to the east will also be wheat. Then our big boy, 3, is going to be soybean, and then 4 as well. See, the TNR is flashing up there. I believe Kuhn is actually on sale. I almost got a loan and bought the corn stuff because it is on sale. But I eventually decided against it. Just didn't want to take on any debt. I don't know if I've ever seen a map that did that with the chopped up stems. That's interesting. I don't know if that's his version. I think I'm using the map author's version of chopped straw, so maybe it does that. It comes with a edited version. I'm not sure what all it's changed. Maybe that's one of the changes, that your soybean stalks actually show. I wonder if those go away once your plants sprout. Interesting. Well, we'll have to find out. We're trying all kinds of new stuff on this playthrough. Soil compaction, grazing animals. Speaking of animals, the cows are up, I think, to 70% health, so they're doing pretty well. We've got maybe a third of a tank of milk. So hopefully in a few days they'll get that health ramped up and we'll have some more milk to sell. That will help with the money situation. I spent a few thousand on seed and fertilizer, but I've got enough now, I think, for all the fields. I didn't do the math, but it's pretty close to what we need for all the fields. I notice we've got this grass in here. Calm down, auto steer. Check this out. Some grass there. Where'd that come from? I have no idea. We're gonna go through the little dipsy doodle here. Slow down just a bit. Don't bounce. This seed drill or planter, whatever we're going to call it, does a pretty good job of flexing around the terrain. Just didn't want to hit that shallow spot too fast. Oh, I pretty much fixed my frame rate issue. Get a little bit of frame drop looking at the farm, but I started looking into that. And I had done some tweaking to my config file for the graphics settings, and I had some stuff set too high, so that was my bad. So we get a pretty solid 60 unless we're looking right at the farm, then it drops a little bit. But I've got it set now, I believe, on very high preset. So I accept that. 50 FPS with everything cranked all the way up works for me. So we have the view bubble again where the textures fade out, but we get a good frame rate, so it's a trade-off. I had tweaked draw distance, so it wasn't so obvious. But I'd rather have the draw bubble and not 20 FPS. So we're all good there. Oh, I forgot to come to a complete stop. We need a nice little F12 here. Beautiful. One from low. Oh, I didn't slow down for the dipsy doodle. It looks like we made it through okay. Gotta get that thumbnail. So it looks like it's more chopped up, which makes sense. Yeah, we've got these wheels here, choppers. This planter, I don't know if it's a direct drill or what they call it, but it basically, in game, it cultivates and seeds. Round and round we go. Back on the track. I think we can kill the lights now. The sun's up. A little bit of a dipsy doodle here. notice that front part off the ground. It looks like it's still working it. I don't think we missed anything. A little bit of short grass starting to show. Before I know it, it'll be hay season again, but we got a lot of planting ahead of us. Lots of planting. I'll get this one done, and then I'll probably do the rest of it off camera. I do stream some of that off camera work over on Twitch. I want to go check that out. I am Kerbo_ on Twitch. Should be a link to that in my YouTube About page. So I like doing the series here on YouTube where you can kind of tell a story and edit it together. Then Twitch is nice for the live interaction. You got a few hours of field work to do. You can hang out with some folks and chat and have a good time. See what's in store for FS17. I don't really do role play, but I kind of play along sometimes. So hopefully that doesn't confuse anybody when I'm acting like I'm actually farming and then I start talking about Twitch or something. You guys are smart, you can figure it out. But it would be interesting, I think, to do like an RP series from first person with no HUD. I know others have done that. I find it pretty interesting, so I might try that sometime. We'll see how 19 is with the updated graphics. Really hoping the physics isn't super terrible. Saw today the FS17 release date is November something. So we got many months of 17 yet to come. I'll still be playing 17 until we get seasons and hopefully some realistic physics in 19. But I'll be playing some 19 as well, just to check it out. I do plan to buy it to support Giants. I like what they do. Wish they would focus more on realism and put the simulator in Farming Simulator, but it's more Farming Arcade. But we'll take what we can get. There's nothing else really out there that does farming sim like Farm Sim. Maybe Cattle and Crops someday. Time will tell. Most of the other farming games I've seen are just that, games. We're going to just about get this field done. I may just do the whole field. I was going to cut away, but we're at about 14 minutes, so by the time we finish this up, it won't be a super long video. If you're still here 14 minutes in, you'll probably be here for the rest of it, so hello. Hats off to you for sticking with me. Don't want to slam that planter through there. There we go. Get the full coverage. I missed some spots here and there last time, so I'll try to get full coverage. Also going to keep an eye on soybean prices. We do have soybeans from last year. I think midsummer those should have some pretty good prices. So that'll be a little money coming in. It's really all the money we got right now. A little bit of milk, and then whatever crops we can sell. I can sell straw and hay over there at TNR. So if we end up with a surplus of straw, which may be the case if I do both of these fields in wheat, we might make a little money there too. As far as grass goes, if we have time, I might end up with some extra, but I'm not sure. Because I have another field that I have yet to mow. If I bring up the pointer here. I've not mowed this field yet, but I consider that part of this farm. We just mowed this and this. I have not mowed this. It's as much as those two combined, probably. So if we have time, we can put up that in hay and or silage. And see where we're at. We might actually have some extra and could sell that to make some money. Alright, we got one more pass up through there, and then we just got to clean up the corner down here. Probably a little bit up at the north end. Seems like wheat maybe takes more seed. There's seed all the same. Probably all the same now that I think about it. I think the horse app tells me that. Let's hop back in the cab for a bit. Nice and quiet in here. This field texture with the cut up stalks on it almost has a sparkle effect. I don't know what that does for YouTube compression. Probably drives it crazy. We're going to hit the edge of this here pretty quick. I'm getting up into the grass a little bit. Maybe more than a little bit. Let's get back on track down through here. I meant to mention when I had the Pro seat up, you can actually do what do they call them? Where it leaves room for the sprayer wheels. I've never actually done that. So if I hit that key, I forget what they call that, but it leaves an unplanted area, and that's what you run your sprayer down through. I might have to try that sometime. I've never done that. Should I plant that part? I think I'm just going to leave that part alone. We'll just let it go. Drive kind of slow down through here. This is really bumpy ground. Hopefully we're not tearing up too much. Back on the track. We're going to plant some grass here. And we're back on the field. Alright, we just got this little corner down here. We end up with about a 25-minute video. That's not too bad. The smallest field here, you can kind of get it all in one video, depending on what you're doing. The grass. I don't know where this grass came from. Is this something random he just added? I didn't plant grass there, I know that. So, how are we going to get this? I'm almost going to have to fold this. Have enough traction to go up and around. Sort of. Got the owl head. Whee! It always cracks me up. There's probably a really good way to do stuff like this in these corners that farmers have figured out, but I'm not a farmer, so all the little tricks. Go up through this way like this. Over this berm again. Rocking back and forth. Then my plan is to hit this, and then we'll hit the end row all the way up that end of the field. Something like this. We have enough traction and decent amount of wheel slip. Don't you spin out on me. Got close. As long as we don't hit 20% wheel slip, then we won't dig up the field. Alright, that is a field done. We're going to ease out across here. Head on down to field 2. Find a way across. And I'm going to keep on planting. And I will catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching as always, and take care.